and a business of secrets. Scenes to witness amazing acts and meet incredible performers. We'll learn the tricks of the assistants and discover the trade of the builders. We'll even meet a psychic parrot, all on the secret world of magicians and mentalists. Only a small part of magic is what we see. The greater part is imagined. Like all artists, magicians must first engage the minds of their audience.
Is that your card?
I think that magic, it's one of the only forms of art where you have irony built in. You see something that looks one way, and intellectually you know it's another way. There's constant tension. It's going to have a powerful grab to it. Taking up magic, it is essentially unwholesome. At an age when you're hitting puberty and you're absolutely powerless, a magic is a way to know something others don't know. It's a way to fool all the people who have been pulling things over on you, all the teachers and parents and everybody that are lying to you.
Children knowing magic allows them to be someone that no one else is. And in fact, when a child knows a trick, that child is as impressive as the adult that knows the trick.
I had gotten one of these magic sets when I was a kid, so I would dabble with the magic and learn new tricks and things, and I would take them to school and always appear in the talent contests and stuff. It was always fun for me to get up on stage and do the magic and go poof. It was great.
While I'm escaping from the jacket, but help me put it on here. Start at the back side there at the collar, and then put the belt through the buckle and pull it all the way across really good and tight. Put the little bits. Good. You've done this before, haven't you?
I loved doing magic when I was a kid because it gave me a great excuse to not be in class. I would put together my magic act, and then all the teachers would love for me to be part of the assemblies. So I would have to be pulled out of class to do the rehearsals. So there was a lot of time that I was never really in school, which probably aids to the fact that I'm not intellectual at all.
Hello. Please be careful. This one goes through the center here. There you go. Grab the, great. And then put that one through the buckle back there if you would. Oh, great. Oh, hold on. Sleeves caught. Okay. All right. Goodness sake. Yeah, this one here.
As a magician, Alonzo quickly hooks his audience with humor, an effective way to combat
Pull
skepticism.
it straight down as tight as it'll. Yes, that's good right there. That's a new notch, isn't it? That's nice.
You get a lot of performing magicians who don't put anything extra into the trick, and it makes it sort of uninteresting. And then there's a lot of great magicians who put all their heart and soul into the performance. And not only is really the trick and the gadget great, but the performance is wonderful, and I think that's what makes the art fun.
Give her a big hand. Wasn't she terrific? Yes, thank you. You're all done.
The secret behind the magic that I do is the craziness that's involved in the presentation. It's not so much the trick that's important. People want to see something strange that they're not able to do.
Help.
People can see a trick, then they can discuss it. Oh, maybe there was something we couldn't see, or maybe there was a small midget that came in there. I think it always draws them in to wonder how these strange things happen.
Thank you.
think people are fascinated with magic because it's just always the constant attraction to the unknown. There's so many unknowns in life.
Since the beginning of time, people have been captivated with the unknown. Early magicians were seen as the scientists of their age. As true science emerged, magic and theater came together. The magician took to the road, working street corners and county fairs.
One of the first magicians to take magic off the street, his name was Robert Houdin. He brought it onto the legitimate stage and dressed in ordinary evening dress of the day, which was tuxedo and tails, and he was well-educated, he was well-spoken, so he wasn't just a street guy trying to perform. He has a famous quote, "A magician is an actor playing the part of a magician." You have to fulfill that in every way. You have to figure out how to make that look natural. Otherwise, it breaks the illusion and you're not in the scene, as they say. Do a character so that you're more concerned with watching what the character is going to do than, you know, if I'm going to find your card.
For the magician, being likable on stage provides a necessary distraction.
Anybody know what this is? Any guesses? Any theories? Board with a hole in it. Well, very good. Very close. Board with a hole. It's a portable hole. Anything placed inside goes into another dimension. The other day I put a lemon inside. There it is. Hold your applause. Good. Yeah, get out of here. It doesn't disappear when it goes inside. It goes into another dimension. You see, it's still there. It's just hard to see. Anytime you like, simply reach in and take it out. Can you see in the crummy seats there? Yeah. Nothing happens when you put it in this way. But if you put it in this way, you get lemonade. Lemonade, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Refreshing. Thank you.
One of the oldest tricks in existence is the cups and balls. Hieroglyphics dated back to the year 2500 BC.
Magic is probably the only art form where you can make a living doing nothing but other people's material. So many people in the magic business will do the cups and balls with these spun metal cups brilliantly, and they're great. And I've seen so many great cups and balls routines. I can't do cups and balls any better than that. I can only do it differently. I worked as a bartender for a while, so why not use a coffee mug? Why not use a shot glass and a jigger and a bar spoon as a magic wand?
And using his experience at dealing with new people, Janest can manipulate anyone into playing along and believing.
The outcome of the following sobriety test will determine from which of these three items you should be served next. Now, these are the real items, the genuine articles, no false bottoms here, I assure you. Keep your eye on the little red cherry. Shall we begin? Here's the sobriety test. Watch the cherry as it flies from the jigger into the coffee mug and then lands finally over here inside the shot glass. Can you see that? For your sake, you said no, it's invisible. All right. Let me show you again from the beginning. There's the cherry. Now watch as it becomes invisible on its way over to the shot glass. Then I make it reappear, not here. Well, why not there? Every now and again I'll do that. It makes it more fun for me. All right, you've seen it appear here and here. How would you like to see me make the cherry appear right there, visibly, as if by magic? You want to see what that looks like? Sure. Looks like that. Boom. And I'll do that the magical way by having the cherry pass straight through the obviously solid bottom of the coffee mug and land in the shot glass from my pocket on the count of 1, 2, and 3. There it isn't. There it is. Sorry to have done that to you. Keep your eye on the shot glass. I did that so that I could hide this. Can you see that? All right. All right, yeah, so pretty much you're all cut off at this point. You know, it's not so much that the cherry lands inside the shot glass, but how it gets there with that lemon in the way. That's the part that I've never been able to figure out. You know, guys, there are two kinds of people here at the bar. 3, including this guy at the end here. Those of you who could follow the cherry, and those of you who did not. Now, if you had a little trouble following the flight of the little red cherry, I would strongly suggest that you do not get behind the wheel of a car, because drinking and driving sometimes causes you to see things that simply cannot be there. Good sound advice for all of us.
There's many secrets to life that nobody has the answers to, so when a magician does things, it brings in that same fascination. My powers on stage are making cards appear at my fingertips, making fire appear in my hands, making a woman's red glove come to life and crawl around on me. I wanted to still have a relationship on stage with a woman without having to pay a woman, and someone that was going to be completely reliable. could talk about the techniques, but it wouldn't make sense to anybody. It's almost uninteresting, too. Even magicians who see how it works, they say, we don't care because we're so enthralled with the trick. And that's, you know, ultimately what you want. You just want to suspend your disbelief.
And if the audience doesn't suspend disbelief, then an evening of magic feels like an evening of frustration. For it's best to let the secrets remain secrets.
I think it's good not to tell people how the tricks are done. It's like when you learn some of the special effects that you see in films and stuff. You say, oh, wow. And then you go see another movie that has similar elements in it. It sort of takes the magic away from it. It just wrecks it.
I used to try an experiment. People would come up to me after our show, and they would say, you know, how'd you do that floating the woman in the air? And I would start to explain, and I mean in detail, the way they would never expect to hear. And the reaction was always, yeah, okay. Nothing. There isn't the aha you think it is. The truth of magic is that the real secrets are very, very ugly. It's all gaffer's tape and lying to you and putting my hand in my pocket when you aren't noticing. It's not beautiful, it's not pretty.
Park a Buick behind that hand.
Magicians are protective of their secrets because they're so stupidly simple. The hardest people to fool are children because they have no preconceived notions of what can't be done. They don't realize at 6 years old that something can't float or you can't produce fans of cards at your fingertips.
Ultimately, if you're focused only on the technical secrets of magic, then you're not going to get much out of it. Magic is so much more than its technical secrets. It's like if you're thinking about how the valves work on the trombone, you're probably not enjoying the music.
I do a lot of private parties and stuff, and I'm walking around doing little groups at a time, and the host will follow me around, and he gets the same enjoyment that I get out of it. He doesn't even watch the tricks anymore. He doesn't watch what I'm doing. He's not trying to figure out what I'm doing. He's following me around so he can see the reactions of his guests.
Magicians create a theater atmosphere wherever they work, an environment where it is safe to get involved and believe.
The bigger the bill, the funnier the trick. 50. 50, that's funny enough. Okay. Now watch. There's a reason for this. This is the index. This is the index portion of the bill. It tells the denomination. It's got the serial number. You want to hold on to that? The serial number is repeated in the upper right-hand corner, so that little piece is a perfect record of this particular bill. Y'all understand that? Mm-hmm. Watch, I'll take the rest of it. Fold it up neatly. Somebody have a match or a lighter? Oh, I happen to have a lighter. There you go. Go ahead, hold it right about there. Watch.
Oh.
When the sugar bowl. It's exactly between the sugar and the sweet loaf.
Wow.
Is it in there?
That's $50. That's
yeah. It's not in there. Do you have another 50?
No.
Oh, here we go. Empty them out. Hand me one.
It's not in there.
Where's it? Hand me one. Hand me a different one. But yeah, one more. One more is good. So it eliminated a bunch of them, narrowed it down to 3. You eliminate 2 of them. Pick up 2. Narrowed it down to 1. You want to carefully tear that open?
Oh my God.
No way.
How did you?
Number, yeah.
Here's the matching piece. I was sitting there along with a few others so close to him. I just thought, oh, we're going to be able to really see how this guy does this trick. And we couldn't.
And it was like, he didn't have time to go back and do anything. I mean, it happened like instantaneous.
It's just unbelievable. I still can't figure out how he did it.
To this day, it was just the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
This is magic. This is what magic is all about.
Magicians use experience and personality to win over their audiences, allowing them to believe the impossible.
Let's try
Coming up next, the world of mind readers and magic makers.
No matter what's down the road, you've got it handled in a quick and nimble DeVille. With its 275 horsepower North Star system, available StabiliTrack, and right now you can lease one for only $469 a month.
You've hit your stride, enjoy the ride.
DeVille for the time of your life. See your Cadillac dealer today.
It's Sunday, and some people are probably on a third cup of coffee. Leisure section of the Times. So what am I doing here?
Meet James Kramer. He, Herb Greenberg, and other obsessed financial news junkies dig deep to get you the goods like no one else can. Get TheStreet.com.
Because Sunday here is Monday in Tokyo.
TheStreet.com. Blah, 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 not.
People who've bought homes through a Century 21 office tend to sleep better at night. Maybe it's because we're the #1 real estate sales organization in the world. Or maybe it's because our agents have so much experience. Or it might just have something to do with the fact that when you buy a home through a Century 21 office, you can get an ADT security system installed, free. Maybe that's why so many people are sold on the power of Century 21.
Disgusting. Completely tasteless. The champagne's not Corbel.
Corbel, for people who know champagne.
Strap in, hold on tight, and get ready for the thrill ride of your life. Lightning speeds, high-force G's, dizzying heights. From wooden classics to super high-tech monsters. Go behind the scenes and get on board the world's greatest roller coasters. And see what all the screaming is about. Coaster Mania, Sunday at 9 on TLC. Adventures for your mind.
You don't get in this kind of shape running on a treadmill. You do it with strength exercise, and I do it with a Bowflex. You know, if you're not working out with strength training right now, you need to. Because if you want to lose weight, you got to add the muscle, and that's why you need a Bowflex machine. It's like nothing else you've ever tried before. We've got over 60 exercises you can do on a Bowflex. You're never going to get bored. You can do a full workout in 20 minutes on a Bowflex machine. You're not going to believe how effective Bowflex is the first time you get on it. Bowflex may look a little different, but that's because we designed it to function correctly. Bowflex uses power rod resistance. Bowflex power rods are so effective that Bowflex guarantees results in 6 weeks or your money back. Try going to the gym and getting a guarantee on results. You won't find it. If you call and get our free videotape, you're going to see an effective workout and see how easy and quick and fun working out with Bowflex is.
Look right here.
A mentalist is a performer who creates magic, appearing to use only the powers of his mind.
People have their own definition of mentalist. For some it's charlatan, for some it's potential savior. The thing that distinguishes a mentalist is a material that your performer presents. Psychokinetic effects, spoon bending, extrasensory perception, blindfold routines, precognition, headline predictions, having someone think of anything and plucking that thought from their mind.
On television, it is extremely difficult to make these feats look authentic.
There are people who presume that what I do is all fabricated with arrangements made in advance with the people I work with, that I'd have some sort of entourage of secret helpers or something like that. My work is based on psychological principles, uses of nonverbal communication, hidden clues, various aspects of body language. In one form or another, I read minds for a living.
And Maven's audience seems to want to believe he can do so.
I'll ask you to take the card, take the pen.
I had gone to see a magic show, and I was randomly picked out of the audience and brought into this room with this magician who was very eccentric looking, very, he was almost magical himself. And I didn't know him, he didn't know me.
I'll turn my head away. You draw a design or a picture onto the blank side of the card. I won't look. You tell me when you're ready to continue.
Okay.
Have you done it already? Mm-hmm. Good. Turn the card so that the picture side is down so that nobody can see it. Yeah? And we'll slip it inside this envelope.
My work is challenging, in part because it's always different. One of the things that makes it interesting for me, and hopefully for my audience, is that it's never the same. I don't know the people I work with. Every time I walk out on stage or wherever I'm going to work, it's a crapshoot. I have no idea who I'm going to get, and that keeps it interesting.
I'll turn my back again. You take the envelope and slide it inside of one of those purses. Okay. And then close the purse again, and we'll tell you what to do in just a moment. Go ahead. Yes?
Not quite yet.
I heard the little click. Okay. Would you mix the three purses up so that you yourself do not know which purse contains your drawing?
Okay.
Okay. At this point, one of these purses contains an envelope, and inside of that is a picture that you have drawn. The idea is for me to try and figure out which purse that is.
I couldn't question anything that he did except, you know, exactly how he did it. Usually you can, I don't know, when you're watching TV, you kind of think, oh, there's got to be, you know, a mirror here or, you know, something here helping them do it. But being that close to it, I could see everything around me, and there was no way that it wasn't real because I was right there and I got to see it, and there weren't cuts, it wasn't edited, it was just us doing, you know, cold magic, and it was incredible.
If I can try to follow backwards through the way you remember doing the mixing, I should be able to figure out which is the one that contains the envelope. So you started off with a sort of feint to your left, and then you moved to the right and switched those two, and then you went to here, which would mean this one was empty. Open that up. If it's empty, we're a third of the way home.
It's empty.
All right, so we have succeeded thus far. Let's continue, because before that you took these around here, and then you fixed the end ones too, didn't you? Yes, I think we're in business. I think this one is the other empty one. Open it up and see if I'm right.
It's empty.
All right, so we're batting 1,000. Now, it's over and done with. We know this is the one that contains your drawing, but let's take it a step further. Before we open that up, I don't want to touch it. Would you please pick it up and hold it between your hands? So at this point, in between your hands, there's a leather purse, and inside that, there's a manila envelope, and inside that, there's a piece of paper, and on that, there's a drawing that you are the only human being in this universe who knows. I'm going to try to make myself the second in that group. Look at me. Think about the drawing. Make it as clear as you can in your mind. That's very good. And you also went with something, I think, relatively simple, which makes my life a bit easier. Look at me. I think we're going to be in business here. Let me just see. Well, I'm not sure, but I'll stick with what I've got. Give me the purse. Now, let's see. Inside the purse, the envelope, still sealed down with the tape that you did such a good job in doing. We break that open. And inside that, if we can undo the sticker, there we go. Inside that's the business card with my picture on one side, and on the other side, why, it's a heart. It's rather charming. Actually, you did a sort of squiggle at the bottom of the heart, so that it's actually a very specific and sort of personalized heart, not the generic heart, but because of the squiggle, I think you'd have to say that that's a very explicit and specific image. Yeah, it's the squiggle at the bottom that makes it so interesting.
Oh, wow. Max definitely had to have read my mind. There was no mirrors that he could have seen me drawing out of. He had his back turned to me the whole time, and he just looked into my eyes and drew exactly what I had drawn. And I was wondering what else he could tell me about, you know, what I was thinking or, you know, stuff inside my head.
If you're doing one-on-one interactive stuff and involving a lot of people and you're reading their minds and getting their selected cards, they're 100 times more impressed than if they had seen the same thing on television. It's imperative that you realize that I don't use trick cards. I'd rather I get the credit. Only amateurs use trick cards. I'm going to riffle through the cards. As they go by, you pick a card in your mind, but don't pick the end card. Okay. But you have to see it, otherwise it's not arbitrary. As they go by, pick one out. Did you see one?
Yes.
Not the end card?
Not the end card.
You want to do it again, or was that one okay?
Do it one more time.
Okay. As they go by, just pick one out. Did you see one?
Saw one.
Did you pick one out?
Yes.
I go fast. I want you to see a lot of cards.
I saw one.
All right. As they go by, pick one in your mind. Did you see one? Did you pick one?
No, do it again. Okay.
Not the end one?
No.
Okay. Did you see one?
Do it one more time.
I go fast. I want you to have it. I want it to be fair. I want you to have a totally free choice. Concentrate on the value of the card, whether it's higher or lower than a 7. Are you doing that? Yours was lower than a 7?
Yes.
Wasn't a 6, was it?
No.
It was a 4.
Yes.
4 of clubs.
Yes.
Yours wasn't the 6, was it?
No.
It was an 8?
Yes.
8 of clubs.
Yes. Yes.
Yours was wasn't a 5. 5 of hearts. And yours was a jack?
No.
Wasn't a jack?
No.
No. You didn't also have the 5 of hearts?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And yours was a king? No. You had the jack? Jack of spades.
Like any skilled actor, Gillis can provoke the reactions he desires.
The secret to what I do is that people think that they're going to react a little differently than somebody else, but you kind of know the spectrum of people's reactions. And if somebody starts to do something, I know exactly what's going to happen, and I'm ready for it. 1, 2, 3, a little faster. I'm not going to leave it there. When you see it approaching, anticipate it, grab it quickly. Ready?
Confidence is a must for any magician or mentalist. But nothing proves a performer's supernatural abilities to an audience more than a blindfold routine.
Blindfold drives have been done before. In horse and buggy days, hypnotists would do blindfold drives. So we wanted to make it a little different. Found a book by a mentalist, a fellow by the name of George Anderson. Based on his method, I developed my own method. So, well, I'd be blindfolded. People would put, cotton in 50-cent pieces, a big black hood over my head. I'd get in the car, drive it blindfolded all around. When the International Magic Awards came along, we did 2 things. I drove out in traffic with a police escort, through traffic signals, stoplights, and also I hit over 60 miles an hour. It's difficult to do it under the gun.
The real secret of Tremont's mentalism isn't in the techniques he uses, but how he manipulates an audience's willingness to believe what it sees.
I will teach you a trick. I'll explain the secret behind it. Now, don't get your hopes up. It's not that good a trick, but I'll teach it to you for a reason that'll be obvious in a moment. We'll call this trick the clinging pencil. And here's what it looks like. Now, how the pencil manages to cling to my hand is that my finger is secretly holding it in place. That's how it works, and you can't see my finger because my hand is blocking your view. Now, that's how it works, but it's not why it works. Why it works has to do with the psychological reasons that you don't realize the finger is missing. When we look at something, we tend to think of things in groups and clusters, because if we had to count every individual element along the way, we'd go crazy.
In our basic little monkey brain, million-year-old brain, we try to impose cause and effect where there really is none. We try to make linear reasons for things that aren't that way. We have that natural longing for magic. We want there to be supernatural explanations that make the world very, very easy.
Magician Dana Daniels plays on our desire to believe that even animals can have special powers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people wonder, is psychic ability real? I believe in nature it is inherent. In fact, I'm going to prove that today with Luigi, the psychic parrot.
How did I meet Luigi? I was walking through a pet store, and he was sitting there in his little cage, saying 14, 14, 14, 14. I went, hi, little bird, and he bit my finger. Then he said 15, 15.
What an old joke. Those tigers don't have to put up with this.
Pick a card. Ooh, listen. Here, you have a triangle. Push. Yeah, it works better if you have one of these in your hand. Hey, I'm a jerk.
Working with animals, you're always taking a chance.
Let's get back.
But humor saves you.
I'll riffle my thumb through the cards. You say stop anywhere.
Okay. Stop.
Okay, a little bit faster than that, okay? Right, go ahead and take your card. Look at it, remember it, make sure Luigi does not see it. We will turn him around. Okay, now, I'd like you to memorize it, and then next I'd like you to show it to the audience. I'll block his view in case he peeks. This reminds me of my old job. Hey. I'm kidding. It was a hobby. Okay, now place the card back inside. Anywhere? Excellent, excellent. Turn Luigi around, and I'll place him in a hypnotic trance. There we go. He is now in a deep hypnotic state, like Iowa. Think of your card. Concentrate. Think of your card. Find the card. Find the card, or it's back to the tiki room. Come on. Oh, always got one. What was your card?
King of Diamonds.
King of Diamonds, and look at this. Luigi picked the Ace of Spades. It's pretty close.
1 point off.
It's a bird. It's pretty close for a bird. Let's see your pet do better, huh? What? All right, we'll try it again, but this time we're going to use his cards. His cards are a little different. They're larger cards. Larger squeaker. Same jerk. Okay, now, these are cards he's well familiar with. These are worms. Mm-hmm. There's worms. There's a cracker. A cat in jail. And a car windshield. It's a bird. We'll turn him around, say stop, and that will be your card.
Okay, stop.
Right there. Okay, remember that card. Everyone else remember? 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 So now shuffle the card back inside this deck right here. He has no idea where it's located. Luigi, it's one of these 4 cards. Pick any one you want. Oh, which one would you like? Oh, he likes that 3rd one right there. What was the card you selected?
I selected the cracker.
The cracker, and look at that. He picked the King of Diamonds, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it.
All magicians want their audiences to be entertained. Some want them to open up their minds.
One of the nice ingredients involved in mystery entertainment is that it suggests that there are options, that there are ways of getting past the restrictions that define our lives.
And the magic only works if you're seduced into believing it's not a trick. When we come back, behind the scenes with the magic makers.
My name is Dennis Porter, and I work in the Ford Dummy Lab. They build it, we crash it. We don't care about the damage, we care about people. Our testing exceeds the government standards. Ford has more 5-star rated vehicles than any other car manufacturer. We go that extra mile to make sure that our cars are safe. I'm proud of that.
Dr. Scholl's next stop, San Antonio Zoo.
I want to talk to you about pain. My knees ache.
Lower back. Did you know your pain can be caused by the way you walk?
The way I
walk?
Dynastep insert supports your foot so that it hits the ground evenly.
I really think these would help my lower back pain.
Feels real good on these big old feet.
Waiting for the fish to bite, you think about how smart your daughter has gotten and how much your son is starting to look like you, and you wonder why you never noticed until now. But you might as well head back to camp. The fish seem to be as relaxed as you are. Rediscover your family while you discover America. Recreation Vehicles. Wherever you go, you're always at home. Call today for a free video or visit an RV dealer near you.
When rollerblade demands hypersonic speed, when they require fanatical performance, when they crave unfathomable feats, they get it on a Dell computer. In fact, Rollerblade uses Dell computers every day. What can we build yours to do? Call and for just $23.99, we'll build you this Dell Dimension XPS with the new 400 MHz Intel Pentium 2 processor, 64 megs of 100 MHz SD RAM, a 6.4 gig hard drive, Microsoft Home Essentials 98, a large screen monitor, 3-year limited warranty, plus 1 year next business day on-site service and toll-free 24-hour hardware tech support. the Dell Dimension XPS with the new 400 MHz Intel Pentium 2 processor. Pure performance, just $23.99. Dell, what can we build yours to do?
Mysteries of the sea, the Bermuda Triangle, ships, planes, and people who go in, never to be seen again. Is the explanation natural or supernatural? Then, Atlantis. Is it a myth, or did an advanced civilization vanish almost without a trace? The clues are spread around the world. 2 nights, 2 revealing investigations. Real history, beginning Monday at 9 on TLC.
The master magicians may get all the glamour and the headlines, but there are a select few individuals who are the real architects of illusion.
What a lot of people don't realize is that I have a job that exists. I'm a magic consultant, and I create magic tricks and illusions for a number of big-name magicians.
For the past 20 years, Wayne has been working with David Copperfield.
There's a number of secrets, far fewer than what most people think. Magic of vanish, appearance, transposition, things of that nature. The biggest challenge to me as a designer is trying to keep new material different. You can do it by changing the shape of the boxes, by changing the objects, by changing everything that you can think of so that they can see one trick after the other and not realize it was the same trick.
I'm an illusion designer and an illusion builder and the president of a company, my company, Magicraft. People will watch a magic show and they don't really think about where the equipment comes from.
Some of Mendoza's clients include Siegfried and Roy, Gloria Estefan, and Enrique Iglesias.
We have some clients who come in with the sketch all drawn out and say, here's something I'd like to have built. We have clients who don't know really what they want. For example, with Gloria Estefan, we developed an incredible opening which made her appear out over the audience and float down towards the stage. Technically, there's challenges such as how to make something big travel and operate and be safe and be roadworthy. A lot of the equipment has to be set up in the matter of 10 to 15 minutes and has to work for 2 shows a night. I get a thrill now, not by being pulled, but by watching people be pulled by what we've created.
When it's all said and done, it is very rewarding to see a trick work really well on stage. It's like you're seeing these miracles, and it's just fun to watch.
And some tricks are just as impressive on a smaller scale. Mark Genest has created some of the best-selling close-up magic on the market.
I'm not coming up with a cure for life-threatening diseases. I'm simply trying to entertain you. There are enough heavy things going on in the world to where I think anybody could use a little magic.
Have you ever wondered what the No 2 stands for on a pencil? You have? Thank you. I have also. As it turns out, it stands for No 2, as in No 2. I'm kidding. It doesn't stand for No 2. Here, I'll make it appear. See what I'm saying? I made it appear as opposed to down there. I don't think that's right. Do you? Do you, Karen? So I'll make it appear again, just like this. Now, I don't normally do impressions, but I'd like to make one on the other side for you, just like that. See, that's the one that I slide down to the other side, like this. See, I could have done it like that, but I don't think that's right, to have 2 2s down at the bottom of the pencil, do you? Because they'll get sharpened away. Right, Karen? Right. All right, so I'm going to pop this one right back up to the top. I could have done it this way, Karen, but I don't think that's right either. All right, because now I have 2 2s up at the top of the pencil. So I think what I'll do instead is just give that a little rub, like so, causing it to travel down to the bottom, and you can slide that one down if you like. It's confusing, isn't it? Go ahead. It's confusing. Imagine how the pencil feels. Now, anyway, as it turns out, this doesn't stand for No 2 or too many 2s or anything else. It's an abbreviation. It's short for number 2. Here, I'll spell it out for you. See what I mean?
The tricks that are for sale have a secret that is probably a little bit easier than you might imagine.
When the magic gets larger and moves to the stage, the secrets are a lot more complicated and become more closely guarded.
The people around David Copperfield signed secrecy agreements and that so as not to reveal any of the illusions. A number of other magicians do that as well.
Many magicians see these agreements as necessary Others think they no longer matter.
The idea that there is a secret society of magicians that has to carefully guard all their secrets is a lie. It's a lie based on hype, and it's a lie that's very, very sexy. But the big secret is that no one cares. Because no matter how much you play the game with me, come on, tell me how you did it, no matter how much you get annoying, in your heart you know you don't want to know.
Anybody with the time or money to invest can walk down to their friendly neighborhood magic shop and find out how just about any trick in the world is performed.
One can also discover the greatest secrets of magic at the local library, in specialty magazines, on magic-themed websites, and through clubs and organizations across the country. There are even magic schools, such as the Chavez College of Magic in Laverne, California,
Okay, Ryan,
owned and operated by Dale Salwick.
change that into a cane. Each student starts with the trick, learns the mechanics, the technique of the trick. And then once we've learned that and polished it, then we start to concentrate on selling the trick on stage. Comes out just like this. That's right. And that's when you get the applause as the silks come streaming out. That's nice. You're doing that very well. Good. All the way through the colors.
The great geniuses of magic do it for themselves. They do it because they love it. And if they weren't being paid for it, they would still do it.
It is that passion which drives the designers, builders, teachers, and behind-the-scenes personnel to create new and incredible magic. Next up, the secrets of the assistants.
Disgusting.
Completely tasteless. The champagne's not Corbel.
Corbel, for people who know champagne.
It has been shown, absolute fear can render one silent.
I'm going to show you just how good the Brinks home security system is by pretending to be a thief. With a customized Brinks system backed by 24-hour monitoring, you can get window protection and door protection. You even get a dual-tech motion detector. But that's not all. You also get a backlit keypad, backup power, a phone connection, and 3 Brinks warning shields. The Brinks system can be installed for $99 or less. Call this number today and get this $155 second keypad installed free, or get 50% off additional equipment. When it comes to security for your home, there's only one Brinks.
Lightning speeds, high force G's, dizzying heights. Get on board the world's greatest roller coasters and see what all the screaming is about. Coaster Mania, Sunday at 9 on TLC. Mysteries of the sea,
The Bermuda Triangle. Ships, planes, and people go in, never to be seen again. Is the explanation natural or supernatural? Then, Atlantis. Is it a myth, or did an advanced civilization vanish almost without a trace? The clues are spread around the world. 2 nights, 2 revealing investigations. Real history, beginning Monday at 9 on TLC.
He never wrote a book. He never held an office. He never did any of the things that usually accompany greatness. Yet all the kings that ever reigned and all the governments that ever sat have not had so much impact as that single solitary life. Now you can share the events of his remarkable ministry when you watch this free video, The Lamb of God. It's a gift from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This powerful video depicts events from the life of Jesus Christ, as recorded in the King James Version of the Holy Bible. As you watch scenes of his birth, teaching, trial, death, and resurrection, you will better understand how his life can change yours. Call now for your free copy of The Lamb of God. It's a gift without cost or obligation from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
real secret to magic is making it look effortless. And this cannot be done alone.
It's more than just doing a trick. It's not just pointing your hand at an illusion. It's all the rehearsals, all the steps.
And the steps are choreographed and performed with skill and daring by the magician's assistants. Jenny Lynn works with her husband, Tim Cole, in a magic review at the Flamingo Hilton in Las Vegas.
The biggest secret about being an assistant is that our whole job is to make it look so easy, and it's not. It can be very hard and very, very physical.
For a magic act to flow smoothly, the assistant is expected to play a specific role, part guinea pig, part eye candy, with graceful ease.
I don't want to be a magician because that's not my role. I think an assistant is an important role. It's like a novel. You need two important characters to form the story. I don't just do box jumping, which is what some people call it, which I hate. It is a very responsible position, and I like that responsibility. I like the challenge. I've never missed a show. I've had food poisoning, thrown up between numbers, but I've been there for him, and that is what is important.
Kim Kantner, another veteran assistant, has performed in a variety of Las Vegas magic reviews.
The assistant plays a huge role. He can't do what he's doing without you. You can't do what you do without him. You really need each other. The perfect magician's assistant is petite because they have to get from point A to point B in a very short period of time. The longer you are and the larger you are, it's more difficult. You end up with more bruises and more scratches and more everything.
The actual magic trick looks very romantic or peaceful, and it's extremely hard. It will actually be painful. When they're levitating, it may hurt. It may actually be pain that's associated with the trick, but the assistants can't let that show.
Tamara Murata created an alter ego named Twyla Zone to work in her husband Rich's comedy magic act.
Snap your fingers, say the magic word, shut
And Twyla has her own unique view on making everything look easy.
Some people, it seems to me, they spend a lot of time making magic look hard. And that, to me, runs contrary to the way I think magic should be performed. Magic should look effortless. Magic is like any other performing art. Only through your sense of timing can you make magic look easy.
All the kids you put in the bag, snap your fingers, say the magic word, shut him out, it's out. It changes back into. A jar of craft.
There's a lot of pressure in magic. It's black and white. It either works perfectly or it doesn't work at all.
Sorry, the all can't be great.
I think the traditional role of the magician's assistant is changing from just a source of misdirection into more of a partnership. There's no reason when you have another person on stage not to utilize that person to the fullest extent.
For the assistant, the most horrifying thing in magic is making a mistake on stage.
I was in an illusion. The swords were coming through. They were flying through, actually. And I had done the illusion many times, and I just wasn't thinking. And the sword came through, and it hit me right by my eye, right here. I missed my eye by a fraction. I could just feel the blood pouring down my face. It was a dinner show. I put my hands in front of my face to hide it. I have never let my guard down since. It was really scary. Very scary.
You can tell that when something doesn't work on stage, you can feel a feeling of disappointment. They want to be caught up in this magic, and when it doesn't work, it's almost like seeing somebody naked. When you're exposed to secret and magic, it's very embarrassing.
Magicians work for hours and hours and hours on coming up with great ideas, great presentations, original things to do, and then to have it all exposed is just, it's horrifying.
Mistakes that expose the secrets of magic happen. It is unavoidable, but it is part of the burden that falls on the assistant, the key role player who makes magic believable.